Small scale farmers and medium scale farmers, you have felt left out in our discussions. Today is your day. I want to take you through how you can design this structure and draw it on paper, give it to an architect or give it to an engineer and build it. It is a simple and affordable structure. It can be used for both layers and broilers. However, it can only be used for depleter in layers. I will tell you why it cannot be used for battery cages in the course of the video. Take your time, keenly watch the video, understand the footnotes, and you'll be good to go. So this is a plan. Understand the small difference. In this plan, we have this upper louver. Yet in the structure, we don't have this upper louver. And this is what makes the whole difference of the structure being used strictly for depleter, either broiler production or layer production, but depleter. Why? The importance or the function of this upper louver is more used for battery cages. This structure is actually meant to host 3000 layers on depleter, meaning that one tire or one line of cages will be to the far left and the other one in the middle and the other one to the far right. Now, the left line of the battery cages gets its aeration or rather ventilation from the left window grill, and the right cages on the right hand side gets its ventilation from the windows grill on the left side, which is this window grill on this left side. Now, this leaves us with the middle line of cages. I want you to understand that the middle line of cages gets its ventilation partially from the left and partially from the right, but most of the air circulation takes place using this upper louver, the upper louver. So if you want to use this structure both for battery cage and depleter, then find it important to also include the upper louver in the plan, all right? And so this is why I said the structure, the design I have here, or rather the drawing here, can be modified just by simply omitting the upper louver and you have the simple structure, or by including the upper louver and you can have a structure that you can use both for depleter and battery cage if you want. Okay, so I want you to understand that also the structure design will depend with the climate. However, nowadays we build a universal structure that can be used both in cold areas and in hot areas. In the past, you used to see only include this window grill on one side for structures being built in cold areas. Window grill on both sides. For example, here we have the window grills on both ends. You can see the interior of the structure. These are window grills and these are window grills built on both sides of the structure. However, this is not the case. You can build the structure, with window grills on both sides, and then you can include tarpaulins or curtains introduced to one side that is not important. That is now for the cold areas. But for the hot areas, you will only need the curtains on both sides when you're doing brooding. Okay? The distance from the floor to the window grill should be at most 75 centimeters. And the distance from the window grill to the roof should be at most 25 centimeters. The top louvers can vary, but you can consider the plan and then can vary depending on the strength of the wind and also the strength of the material that is being used. Of course, you expect to have a shorter louver if you are using iron sheets, in that if the wind blows, it can resist it. So then you can have the windows on both sides of the structure, And then you can introduce curtains also on both sides of the structure. When you're doing brooding, you will drop both curtains on this side, on the left side and on the right side. When the birds keep growing, you can now lift the curtains. But if you're in a cold area, you will keep the curtains of one side dropped and you will keep rising or lifting the curtains off one side so that you can just use one side of the structure grills during the cold season, and during the hot season you can lift both. But for this structure put up in a hot area, you can always use both window grills. Well, the structure can be made of iron sheets, or it can be made from blocks or bricks, whichever is available for you. And the floor should strictly be made of concrete. This is because of biosecurity measures and also try to control of drainage and prevention of edaphic diseases, or rather edaphic conditions favorable for breeding of microbes and viruses. So I think that is Home and Dry, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them by and I will answer them for you. So this is the plan, just a clear look through it, how it looks like. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe to the channel. Let's learn more. I'm Antonio. For now, bye bye.